ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹಾಂ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ hello uh, welcome to fourth semester students for MMI measurement metrology and instrumentation subject. I Minchi sir having working on question bank. The chapter number is 2, that is unit 2 CO2 comparator. First question is define comparator and explain the comparators can be defined. Explain. The comparators can be defined as precision measuring instruments used to compare the dimension of a given component with working standard, such as slip gauges. It does not measure actual dimension but indicates how much it differs from the basic dimension. The difference is usually very small, hence the comparators provided with magnification devices. It is indirect precision measuring device. So comparators are those which are not giving the results directly. They will indicate how much it differs from the basic dimension itself. Therefore, the result is very small. Therefore, it requires an unit which will be uh, magnified magnified to the higher units itself, right? Therefore magnification devices has to be attached to the comparators itself. The comparators gives us a linear measurement, works on relative measurement. It indicates only dimensional differences. It has sensing and magnifying device. It eliminates the human elements. It eliminates the human elements. The second question is, what is need for comparator? In mass production, large number of identical parts are produced. All parts should be produced to a close dimensional tolerances. Inspecting each part with vernier caliper is difficult and time consuming process. In each cases, comparators are used to get quick and correct result. Therefore, for the mass production where large number of identical pieces are to be manufactured, there we cannot use the lengthy measuring instruments itself, such as vernier caliper, micrometer, inside micrometer, like that itself. Therefore they require some instruments which will give us only whether the parts are correct or not. They are telling just it is the parts are correct or not. For that one we are using the comparators itself. This is how the comparators are needed for the things itself, right? Now we shall have the a third question. What are the uses of comparators? Here the comparators are to be used itself. First, these are used in mass production for quick results. Second, these are used as laboratory standards in the laboratories. Third, these are used as working gauges. Fourth, these are used as final inspection gauges. Fifth, these are used as receiving inspection gauges. Sixth, these are used for checking newly purchased gauges itself. Thus, we are having these are the 6 different uses of comparators which you have to remember for the purpose of examination itself. Fourth, what are essential characteristics of good comparators? Means what will be the properties of the or characteristics of the good comparators itself. One, comparator must be robust in construction. It must be robust in construction, robust in design, and second, it must have a linear characteristic of scale. The scale must be linear characteristic. Its third one, it should have high magnification devices to detect smallest deviation to detect smallest deviation. Fourth, it should capable of giving quick results. It should capable of giving quick results itself. Fifth one, it should be designed to use wide range of applications. 6. It should have minimum wear. 7. Free from oscillations. 8. Provision of quick insertion of workpiece. 9. It should withstand for high temperatures. 10. It should not be damaged. Thus, we are having 10 essential characters which are be used asked in the examination for 10 marks itself. Therefore, you have to remember these characteristics of good comparator. Next, we shall have fifth one. What are the classifications of comparators? Answer: depending upon method of amplifying and recording devices, the comparators are classified as below. 1. Mechanical comparator. 2. Optical comparator. 3. Mechanical optical comparator. 4. Electrical electronics comparator. 5. Pneumatic comparator. 6. Fluid displacement comparator. 7. Projection comparator. 8. Multi check comparator. 9. Automatic comparator. 10. Electromechanical comparator. Therefore, we are having 10 different types of the comparators are there, and out of which we are having only 3 to 4 comparators for your study in the fourth semester itself. Therefore, first one is that is in the form of a 6th question known as explain with sketch mechanical comparator, known as the also known as the dial indicator. In the figure you can see the dial indicator. It consists of a base, a plunger, scale, rack, pinion, pointer, etc. Right? The work will be held on the V block and plunger is made to touch the workpiece itself. Right? Then it can be explained as like this itself. Mechanical comparators are using mechanical means for magnifying the small movement of the measuring stylus. The lever, gear trains, or rack and pinions are used as magnifying devices. There are many mechanical comparators. Dial indicator is the most commonly used comparator. The dial indicator is a smallest, simplest form of mechanical comparators. It works on the principle of rack and pinion system. The linear movement of the plunger is magnified by the rack and pinion arrangement. It consists of robust base with perfect flat surface, a pillar carrying the bracket basis, the plunger, a spindle is fitted with the pinion and dial scale as in the figure. The dial scale is set to 0 by the used of slip gauges by using the slip gauges representing basic size of the part. It is used for inspection of small precision machined parts. It can also be used with various attachments for checking out of roundness of a cylindrical components with V block as shown in the figure. Now we shall have the seventh question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of the mechanical comparator? Now first one is advantages. First advantage is these are cheap as compared to the other comparators. Here there is no question of any uh, electronic parts itself and only mechanical linkages are there. Therefore cost of the this part, that is this machine, this comparator is very less, that therefore it is cheaply available. Second, it does not need any external agency to operate the comparators. such as air, oil or electricity. As the mechanical comparator is completely working on the mechanical energy, therefore it does not require any medium such as oil, electricity, etc. Therefore it is a manually operated comparator itself. It has a linear scales. Comparators are robust, compact in design and easy to handle. They are very robust, compact in design and easy to handle. Fifth one, these are portable in nature. They can be carry and they are handy from one place to another place itself. Right? These are the advantages of a mechanical comparator. Disadvantages is that first one, less accuracy as moving parts getting weird and friction reduces the accuracy. There is a moving parts are there. They are having an drawback of getting weird and a friction which will reduces the accuracy. Second, it is sensitive to the vibrations. If there are any vibrations, the linkages may displace, causing what a damage. The third one is any wear and tear will magnify the wrong results. Wrong results will be magnified to the very high level by wear and tear itself. Fourth one, it is having a limited range as the pointer is fixed on the scale, right? As this, it is limited range as pointer is fixed on the pointer is moving on a fixed scale itself. Therefore, a limitations are there, and these are the four different disadvantages of mechanical comparator itself. Next question is explain with sketch mechanical optical comparator. Mechanical optical comparator. See the figure. Mechanical optical comparator itself. It consists of a light source, a condenser lens, indent, projection lens, a pivot, a mirror, lever, and plunger, and an circular scale itself as shown in the figure. Here we are having mechanical amplification and optical amplifications both have been used and they have been combining giving us overall amplification, right? Like this itself. It consists of, it works on the principle of optical law. Here optical lever is utilized as shown in the figure. If light ray strikes a mirror, it is reflected such that angle OSN is equal to NSB. The figure shows mechanical optical comparator. Here, small displacement of the measuring plunger are amplified first by the mechanical system consists of pivoted levers. The amplified mechanical movement is further amplified by a single optical system involving projection of images. From the figure, it is clear that mechanical system causes the plane reflector to tilt about an axis and image of an index is projected on the scale on the inner surface of the ground glass screen and from the figure itself. Thus, the mechanical amplification is equal to L2 divided by L1. Optical amplification is equal to L4 divided by L3 and overall amplification is equal to 2 times the L2 by L1 into L4 by L3 itself. Thus, the optical mechanical comparator can be utilized to amplify the results itself and amplify the displacements itself, right? This is how it is working, right? That is the what I want to explain you, right? Next is the explain the Solex pneumatic gauge with the sketch. You can see the sketch there, which consists of a compressor, air filter, dip tube, control orifice, water tank, manometer, workpiece with measuring device, jets itself, measuring jets. The figure is Solex pneumatic gauge. It is introduced by Solex Air Gauges Limited in the America. It is designed for internal measurements. By a suitable measuring head, it can be used also for external gauges itself. Therefore, the figure is giving us a Solex air gauges itself. It is designed for internal measurements. By a suitable measuring head, it can also be used for the external measurement itself. A high pressure air enters into the pipe which moves through the filter and control orifice to the measuring jets. The water tank containing the water to a certain level, a dip tube is immersed into the tank up to the depth equal to the air pressure H, that is capital H. Extra air will go to the atmosphere in the form of bubbles. Air passes through the control orifice and escapes from measuring jets. The manometer indicates the back pressure in the circuit by small h. The comparator is highly accurate during measuring the workpiece. During measuring, the workpiece will be revolved around the measuring jets to check the concentricity of the workpiece. If there is no change in the reading, then it is perfectly round hole. The diameter of the work can be checked at several points along the length of the hole. Thus, taper of the hole can be determined. The comparator is useful in measurement of roundness, taperness of the cylinder holes and gun barrels. This is how Solex pneumatic gauge is working. Right? Thus, we shall have the very easy principle of measuring the things. Right? Now we shall go to the next question, that is 10th question. What are advantages and disadvantages of pneumatic gauges? Advantages. First one, high magnification. See, pneumatic gauges will give very high magnification because of the air we are having there. Two, high accuracy as moving parts are less. Moving parts are very less. Therefore, there is no question of a wear and tear. Thus, we are having no friction is there. Thus, we are having the accuracy will be at a very higher level. No wear in the gauging members. The gauging members will not have any wear as the air is acting as the measuring medium itself. Fourth one, compressed air cleans the work surface as the compressed air is made to measure the things itself. Therefore, we are having the cleanliness is very well maintained there. Fifth one, it can be used for measuring tapering and roundness of the parts. These are the advantages we are having from the Solex pneumatic gauges. Disadvantages of the Solex pneumatic gauges are 1. Limited range of measurement. Measurement is very limited here, right? Then response speed is less than electrical gauges, as electrical gauges are having a higher response speed. This response speed is very less. Heavy apparatus is very heavy and scale is not uniform. We are having a not an uniform scale in this one. These are the disadvantages we are having itself, right? Thus this chapter is having very less what that is the syllabus, and on this one you are going to get 20 marks questions for the examination itself. Therefore, prepare this one, make the practice of the uh, uh, figures itself, which will fetch very large number of amount of marks itself, and explanation is getting only small amount of marks. Therefore, be prepared, be practice for the examination by making the practice of all the sketches itself, right? We are having a definite question on the comparator. This is what we are having, a comparator itself.